Hey everyone, today we're going to be going over the new Bride THERESIA banner and whether you should summon or not. First of all, this is more so a PvP unit. This unit can be good at PvE, but I don't see it being as prevalent. If anything, she's like a really solid PvE character, but nothing too crazy, nothing too drastic, nothing you should really feel the need to summon for. But if you're a PvP type of guy, then yeah, she's probably one of the better units in the game, in my opinion. Probably the best PvP unit in the game. But we'll go over a little bit more on why once we actually get into translations. So standard banner, she's going to be receiving the same tickets as Bride Amelia. So if you've done any summons on Bride Amelia, your tickets are going to be transferring over from there. And then she comes with her new memory, which we're going to be going into detail about as well. And let's switch on over to the detail page. So we have Bridal THERESIA, green allies debuff resistance 50%, pretty solid. HP 17k, attack 900, defense 1k, 1.1k basically. Agility 158, crit rate 50%, crit damage 120%, debuff chance and debuff resistance 20 and 45%. So looking at her stats, she's got pretty below average attack. I've been seeing a lot of people trying to make these units DPS. Like, these are support units. Their attack is nowhere near where it needs to be in order for you to warrant wanting to build DPS. Like, when I first got into the game, I was all about those crazy builds that just made you had fun. But like, there is certain limits to that, and you trying to make these support units with honestly pathetic attack, trying to make them into DPS is like really bad for your account. So like, I'm all in for like really fun builds and like different ideas, but some things just don't work, and I really don't recommend trying to build attack on any of these units. It's just really foolish. You're probably safe around like the 1200 mark, not building 1200 and below, like not building attack. Like, I think 1200 is like a little low. Maybe around there if they have like good complementing like bonus stats and like abilities. But for the most part, like, you guys probably should really I don't know, watch these videos or look at the stats better, because I've seen a lot of people trying to build these characters DPS, and it kind of it's taking me for a ride. Right, we'll just say that. So yeah, pretty standard stuff here. Defense is pretty high overall, but like, Rhine is like the only unit in the game that really bypasses defense on abilities. But I do think it's like such a prevalent, like, I really think it's going to be a strong and super common ability going forward in the game if the game survives long enough, that we're going to be seeing multiple units just ignore defense completely. So that's why I don't like building defense, or like, and not really ever impressed by defense stats. So in my opinion, you should probably just go all HP, maybe agility. I don't think so, or probably which most obvious, defense resistance. So having an HP debuff resistance combo is probably what you want to build on her, because yeah, again, selected. I don't prefer running defense just because Reinhardt exists. Agility, she gives herself an agility buff when her basic, so like, it's a little on the low side, but with the agility buff, it's actually pretty solid. Other than everything else is pretty standard, I would say. So looking at her abilities, again, she gives herself an agility buff for 2 turns, 400% power on a single enemy. Then we have the skill 1, 100% chance to grant a single ally cover, blessing, debuff resistance, HP regen. So basically, cover gives that ally, it's mainly what brings her to the forefront of PvP. Cover is currently the best buff in the game, just because no one could really do anything about it. I do believe she's the best PvP unit right now, just because what she brings to the table for your team. Anyone could become a cover unit. There's so many possibilities, so many combinations that you can make with this, that you can really take full advantage of. But as soon as the cover meta ends, she's gonna drop down a little bit, I would say. But I think right now she's definitely the best PvP unit, other than Julius. I think Julius is right there under her. It's just the fact that she can make anyone a cover unit, and she can also benefit other cover units as well. Like she can just basically infinitely loop them, where there would usually be gaps and cooldowns under the cover unit. She can just apply it instantly. So I think that's what just makes her really dominant right now. Blessing is double HP recovery, so like whenever you get healed, you're basically doing double healing. Debuff resistance, that's pretty self-explanatory. HP regeneration, also self-explanatory. Then you give a shield 10k HP, so not only are you giving cover and like all this other stuff to keep them alive, you're also giving them a shield, which is really nice because 10k is actually a decent amount of health. A really solid shield overall. Then we have our skill 2, physical attack all a single what is the wording? All a single enemy. Physical attack a single enemy with 1000% power, 100% chance to reduce action gauge by 100%, which is really nice for cucking some units, and inflict recovery seal for 3 turns. Additionally, 100% chance to increase all allies action gauge by 30% and give defense up for 3 turns. So defense up is really nice. It's going to benefit your cover unit. Action gauge is always really nice to have for your team because it's just action gauge is like such a big thing, especially when you have like a cover unit, I guess. I don't know what I was gonna say. Just compared to agility, I much prefer action gauge because action gauge is like the whole entire bar rather than agility, which is kind of like helping everyone on your team, but it also leaves them to like benefit on their own. But action gauge is like a huge set amount, so I appreciate that. Recovery seal is not too insane, but I guess it's nice to have just one more thing to tick off the box. So yeah, overall pretty cool. Human, physical, and wedding are her tags or attributes as they're listed here. They were bonus stats: debuff resistance 10%, defense 20%, and HP 30%. So HP and defense are really could be like the main things to build on her. But again, I don't like building defense just because Reinhardt's in the game, so debuff resistance is probably what I'd go with next. And having these 30%, so the larger you build, or the more HP you have, the larger this 30% is going to be technically, applied to. So that's really nice. Then we have her memory. Her memory is a human memory. I don't know if we needed any more of those. I'm not sure if we have. I think we have too many camp memories. I think human memory is pretty nice. I think starting to get into like other different kind of tags is pretty okay. Interested to see what they'll do for future ones. Also, I really wish this character is a knight. I said it like in my Sword Saint video when she first came out, and I think like in the gold review or like the gold PvP showcase that I did, that I wish there were knights. It just makes sense, she's the Sword Saint. She's the knight, she's like the best knight of them all, and she's not in the knight tag, so it kind of pisses me off. But it is what it is. If character is human, HP 50%. Character is human, agility 6%, HP 5, and then agility 4. So you're basically getting a total, if it's maxed out, of 20 HP, and then 10 agility. So, and this is percentages, not just raw stats. So that's pretty nice. Agility is kind of whatever. For me, like I know like she's like a fast support and that's like her thing, but I don't know, just building agility on a support is really weird to me. If a character is human at the start of the battle, there's a 100% chance to inflict attack reduction to all enemies for 2 turns. So this is stupid overpowered. Let's just talk about this real quick. Having this is insane. First of all, attack reduction just basically nullifies your entire enemy team, or your team if it's unfortunately you're fighting it against. This is more the reason why I want to be able to see memories in PvP, because memories, it's not even about the units anymore. Like, yeah, Julius is like a big cuck, but like if you're fighting a team that's not Julius, memories can literally make or break your entire team, your entire fight. I know so many fights where I could have just won if I just had like a different memory, or they just had different memories. Like, being able to see the memories is such a big part of PvP. I hate how it's like anonymous, because stuff like this stops you from being able to one-shot like anything. Like, this stops your DPS potential like immensely. There goes like, my Sword Saint guaranteeing me like killing Roz before he can get unstunned or undistracted. It just stops your DPS like dead in its tracks. And I think personally this is pretty unhealthy for the game, because it's just super promoting tanky builds, and PvP is just like, as soon as you start not having fun with your DPS and not being able to kill things, and it just becomes into a tanking game, there goes your PvP. Like, a lot of people are already done with PvP as it is, and like the rest of the players like me who are still kind of clinging on to it, they're just gonna hate this because it's just nothing but tank. I hate playing. There's nothing more than I hate play like I don't even know how to word it. I'm so pissed. There's nothing more that pisses me off than playing defensively in a video game. I think it's like super lame. It's super boring, and this game shifting its meta towards the defense. It's why Goddess Liz and Grand Cross was such a big deal, because she was like, she was just defense. She was just annoying. She puts up a shield to stop you from using any of your abilities. She stuns your units. She revives her units. It's just super annoying. Nobody likes a character like this. Nobody likes a team like this. Nobody likes a meta like this. Having a tanky meta is super mid. I hate it. But yeah, if you want to kick your enemies, you want to be overpowered in PvP, get this thing maxed pronto. So yeah, that's gonna do it for translations. Then we'll get into I would say we would get into the actual banner, but there's nothing really to get into. I believe the rates are always the same, more or less. I don't ever look at rates because, you know, I don't really care like that. But I probably should. So this one, I don't get why they have two of these right here. Yeah, this is kind of why I don't go into rates. But yes, so if you're into PvP, this is probably like a must summon banner. It's some really strong units. The memory is kind of wild if you max limit break it, but like that's a very big stretch. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're like over 15k and you want to go, you know, fully deep into the banner. If you want just one copy, like, I guess it's fine, but like this is for sure a PvP unit. This is a unit where you want max limit breaks. You want limit breaks at all. You don't want to go into PvP with this unit like Blue Star or something, just because she's like meant to be played at a higher level. I don't know. It is what it is. I would recommend saving. I think from this point on, I would recommend saving on probably every banner, because we're so close to anniversary that every banner from here on out is going to be on anniversary watch. So like, you just be careful. Like, something crazy is gonna come for anniversary. Maybe like a big character. Who knows? At least I hope so. You know, Golden Week we got a Mimi unit. That was interesting. I'm just assuming anniversary is gonna pop off. Who knows? They can pull a Grand Cross and just completely fall on their face flat with their anniversary. But we'll have to wait and see. I definitely would just recommend saving. You still have a lot of time. By the way, Leah tickets don't work here, so if you're waiting on that, yeah, Leah tickets do not work on this banner. Just her banner. You can see in the ticket summon there's no THERESIA banner. Again, it's gonna last for a while. It's like 20 days or something like that. Yeah, like 20 days. Over these two, you know, this is probably PvP. This is probably more PvE. Although Riley is pretty good everywhere. But yeah, I just recommend saving. It kind of hurts to say that, because like, I think she's a cool unit in concept to give everyone cover, while it, like, you know, you have these fun combinations, but at the same time her memory is really oppressive. So I have like mixed feelings about this. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one.